So standard deviation for continuous frequency distribution. So we have discussed standard deviation for ungrouped data. Now it is for continuous frequency distribution. So we have first method, that is actual mean method. So when there is a frequency distribution or for a continuous series, first you have to find out the mid value. So class interval is given here, frequency is given here, so this will be given in the question. And first, if it is a continuous series, you have to find out the midpoint of the class interval. So 10 20 midpoint is 15, midpoint of 20 30 is 25, midpoint of 30 50 is 40, midpoint of 50 70 is 60, midpoint of 70 80 is 75. This is all unequal class because there are different class intervals. Here it is 10, here it is 20, here it is 20, and again here it is 10. So this is a case of unequal class interval. So we have found out m. So when you have found out m, it is easy for you to find out fm. So you multiply 5 into 15. 5 into 15 is 75, and then 8 into 25 is 200. 16 into 40 is 640, and 8 into 60 is 86, 48 480. 3 into 75 is 225. So why are we finding out fm? Because the formula is given here. So for actual mean method, it is summation fd square minus divided by n. So in order to find out fd square, you have to find out the midpoint fmd, and again fd. After finding out fd square. So that is why we are finding out midpoints fm and all those. So now how to find out this d, deviation? So d can be found out by, so to find out d, what you will need is x bar. So to find out x bar, you have to find out summation f. Summation f is 40. You sum up all this and you get 40. Summation fm, you sum up all this and you get 1620. So to find out d, you need x bar. So how do we find out x bar? X bar is summation fm divided by summation f. So x bar is nothing but 1260 divided by 40, and what you will get is, it is 40.5. So now x bar is 40.5, and d is nothing but, here d equals m minus x bar. So where is our m? M is this one. X bar is how much? 40.5. So 15 minus 40.5 is how much? It will be 25.5. So minus 25.5. So again, the next is 25 minus 40.5 is minus 15.5. 40 minus 40.5 is minus 0.5. 60 minus 40.5 is plus 19.5, and here it will be a plus. 75 minus 40.5 is 34.5. So we get D. Now how do we find out FD? So F is this one, D is this one. So 5 into minus 25.5 is how much? FD. So it is minus 127.5. 8 into minus 5.5. 8 5s are No, it is with FD. So 5 into 25, 8 into, here it is 15. So 8 into 15.5 is minus 124.0. 124.0. 16 into 0. Minus 0.5 is minus 8.0. 8 into plus 19.5 is plus 156.0. 3 into 34.5 is 103.5. So that is FD. So when you find out FD, you just add square to this and you will get FD square. So 127.5 square is 3251.25. 124.0 square is 1922. Minus 8.0 square is 4.00. 156.0 square is 3042.00. So 103.5 square is 3570.75. So now you can easily find out summation FD square. So you add up all this and you will get 11790.00. Here it will be 0. Summation FD is 0. Summation FD square is this one. So you add this in the formula. So square root of 11790.00 divide number of observations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here it will be 11790 divided by 40. No, it is 40 here, not n. It is number of observations. So now 40 divided by 11790 is, and lastly what you will get is with 17.168. So that is the answer. Here n is not number of observations but the summation of this n. So it is 40. So that is for actual mean method for standard deviation under continuous frequency distribution. The next step is assume mean method. So the second method is assume mean method for continuous frequency distribution under standard deviation. So the first step is you calculate the midpoints for the class interval. So class interval and frequency is given here. So first step is you calculate the midpoints. And we have already taught how to find out the midpoints. So after that, the next step is calculate deviations of midpoints from an assumed mean. So find out D. So since it is assumed mean method, our assumed mean is 40. So find out this deviation D. And D can be found out by M minus A. So M is the midpoint and A is considered to be 40 here in our discussion. So we find out the value of D. So 15 M minus A is minus 25. 25 minus 40. 25 is M, 40 is A. It is minus 15. So we have found out the value of D like that by minus taking the difference of M minus the assumed mean, that is 40. So when you found out D, what you have to find out the next is multiply values of d with the frequency corresponding to this. So fd, 5 into 25 is minus 125, 8 into minus 15 is 120, 16 into 0 is 0, 8 into 60 is 160, 3 into 35 is 105. So you have summation fd equals to 20. So after that, the next step is standard deviation can be calculated by the following formula. So after finding out fd, you find out the square of fd, that is 125 square is 3125, 120 square is 1800, 0 square is 0, 160 square is 3200, 105 square is 3675, and summation fd square is 11800. So you substitute these values for the formula. Formula for assume mean method is given here. So you just substitute this value and you have square root of 294.75, which is equal to 17.168, which is the same answer with the direct or actual mean method. And under this continuous frequency distribution, you will not have a direct method. You will have actual mean method, assume mean method, and step deviation method. So the next and the last method is step deviation method for continuous frequency distribution under standard deviation. So the third method, which is also the last method for standard deviation under continuous frequency distribution, is step deviation method. So the first step that you have to find out given the class interval and the class frequency is first find out the midpoints of the class interval and find out the deviation, find out d. And d can be found out by m minus a, the midpoint plus a. A here is 40. The assume mean is here, just like the previous method, that is assume mean method. Even here we are taking a as 40 here to find out the value of d. So d is nothing but m minus a. So 15 minus 40 is minus 25. 25 minus 40 is minus 15. 40 minus 40 is 0. 60 minus 40 is plus 20. 75 minus 40 is plus 35. That is how you get the value of d. D dash. How do you find d dash now? D dash. So you will see that the value of d, they are divisible by a common factor, that is 5. So when the value of d is divisible by common factor 5, you divide this d by common factor, that is 5. So d dash is nothing but d divided by c. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 0 divided by 5 is 0. 20 divided by 5 is 4. 35 divided by 5 is 7. So you have summation d dash equals to 4. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Here it is 8, 8, 9, 10, 11. So summation d dash is plus 4. So now fd dash, you multiply d dash with the corresponding frequencies, that is 5 into 5 is minus 25, 8 into 3 is 24 minus 24, 16 into 0 is 0, 8 into 4 is 32, 3 into 7 is 21. And after finding out fd dash, you find out fd dash square. Square root of 25 is 125, 24 is 72, 0 is 0, 32 square is 128, 21 square is 147. Now you have summation fd dash square, which is 472. So the formula for step deviation method is given here. So you just substitute all these values. Summation fd dash square is 472. Summation f here is 40. Summation f d dash is 4, and summation f again here is 40 into common factor is 5. C is the common factor 5. or when you divide this you get 11.8 minus, when you calculate this you get 0.01 into 5. So the value of the standard step deviation method is 17.168. so this is the answer, which is same with the answer that we get for the assume mean method and actual mean method. So that is a standard deviation for continuous frequency distribution.